Hey everybody, welcome to episode 230 of Is This Thing Working? Welcome to the show. How you doing, Denise?
I am doing awesome today on this Monday.
Cool.
And the Monday right before Thanksgiving.
Yep, holiday week.
And James and I want to wish every one of you a very happy Thanksgiving week. It's full of family and friends and get-togethers and lots of food.
Yep, good food.
So we have a lot to be thankful for. We really do. But one thing we are is thankful for you. I mean, we have been working hard for a solid year.
Yeah.
Now on this this movement that is just
Swept the nation.
It swept the nation, and it has been so much fun to be a part.
Yes, it has.
So we're thankful for you.
Yep.
For you hanging in there with us and spreading the word and sharing the show.
And thankful for November 5th. The fruits of our labor finally come to fruition, man. All of us, we all stuck together. We voted what we wanted, which was for our country to turn from the direction it has been going for 4 years and turn back to the right way, turn back to America first, turn back to we the people, turn back to we the people are running the country, right?
That's right. And tonight we are going to bring you signal from a previous show to remind you to be thankful of the battles that we've won already and the battles that are ahead of us as a country. And there's going to be plenty. There's going to be a lot. The Democrats, as James calls them, the communist Democrats.
The communist revolutionaries. They are. That's what they are, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are. And so they will not stop. And everybody, there's a lot of noise going on out there.
Right.
And we really need to be paying attention from now until January 20th.
Yeah.
And then we have to continue to be on our guard.
Yeah. And that's kind of the point we're bringing up tonight is the fact that from now until January 20th, there is still one big question that remains. Who the hell is running our country? It ain't Joe Biden. Joe Biden's in the rainforest. Who is running our country? From one of our past shows, we kind of talked about this quite a bit that day. So we want to bring it to you.
And we wonder all the time who is running the country.
Yes, we do.
And if it's the military industrial complex or, other people.
Or the DOJ,
Yeah,
which that's who I keep continually saying. It's BHO and the DOJ. If we're going to throw acronyms and letters out here, it's the BHO and the DOJ.
But last night we were watching Laura Ingraham, the second part of President Trump's interview with her. And that, to me, was the best interview that I've seen. She really did ask some questions that hadn't been asked.
Yeah, she did.
And she asked him, who do you think is running the country? And this is what he had to say.
Run the White House? And how dangerous is an America run by unelected technocrats? Which begs the question, who's the real threat to democracy?
I'm the opposite of a threat to democracy. They're a threat to democracy. I mean, look at what they just did. They just took over the presidency from this was a coup. Biden is a very angry man right now. You know that. They took the presidency away. His wife didn't want it to happen. They took the presidency away like he was a child.
Who's making the decisions right now in the White House, do you think?
A group of people that are fascists, communists, Marxists. They circle the beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office, in the Justice Department. I mean, I always felt that Merrick Garland, I had respect for him. There were some people that thought I should appoint him. I really gave it serious thought.
He had a good record.
But in the end, no, he did. I had a lot of respect for him. I'm so surprised that he's doing it.
But you're saying Biden isn't making any of the big decisions.
I don't think so, no. I don't think he knows he's alive.
Kamala Harris in her Twitter bio, which I never...
And there you go. I think I'm right, man.
Yeah.
I do think I'm right.
Well, he tells us. He really did. He said, he didn't come out and say Merrick Garland, but he brought Merrick Garland up.
Yeah.
And why would you, anyway,
there you go.
Is something to think about. Merrick Garland, who has been horrible and who we've tried to impeach and get out of there and won't go nowhere. So yes, he is definitely running the country, I think, at this point.
Me too. Me too, not a doubt. We would like to welcome our new sponsor to Is This Thing Working? So help us welcome Cornbread Hemp. Their mission is to draw on Kentucky's 250-year legacy of growing hemp, as well as the state's unique climate and soil, to manufacture the highest quality cannabis products available in America. They proudly offer full-spectrum, USDA organic CBD products with up to 2 milligrams of THC per serving. Their plants are grown in what's known as the Bluegrass Basin, which produces the highest quality hemp alongside the best bourbon and fastest racehorses. Cornbread Hemp is one of the very few, if not only, CBD brands in America who exclusively use the hemp flower to create their CBD extract, called Flower Only CBD, and they want the world to know.
Please check out Cornbread Hemp by going to cornbreadhemp.com right now for 30% off your initial purchase of any products on the website. Again, go to cornbreadhemp.com and use promo code ITTW for this special offer. Remember, you get 30% off, promo code ITTW. Welcome to the show, everyone. We want to state these are our opinions and our assertions. If you agree with us, tell your friends and share the show.
And if you don't agree with us, tell your friends, share our show.
Also, stomp that like button and please follow or subscribe wherever you see the name Is This Thing Working? And our podcast is available for download on every platform that out there. For example, Apple and Spotify. And you can watch us on YouTube. We are getting a little following on YouTube, but we are on Rumble, so make sure you download that Rumble app so you can follow the show, and you will receive instant notifications when we go live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Here we go.
Let's get on with the show. What's the first thing we always do? Bannon watch. He's got 94 days left, man, of being a political prisoner.
100%. But Bannon, he would tell us every day to keep pushing forward, to ask, what is your task and purpose? And as you know, right now we are fighting. We're fighting really hard to keep our word out there, to keep his voice out there. We have a clip of Steve Bannon just to remind everybody what we're all about.
Top, and here's the thing, the American people, you're seeing the Great Awakening. You are the army of the awakened, but you're seeing a great awakening among your fellow countrymen of every ethnicity, every race, every religion, are all coming together now to join MAGA. This polling numbers are absolutely, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and the reason why we're playing this is because Steve Bannon, who was, behind Project 2025, it has been forced out by the fake, lying mainstream media, and President Trump's team let this happen.
Yeah.
See, this is put on by the Heritage Foundation, and they came together with 110 different organizations. And this Project 2025 has not been explained very well. And the influencers out there decided to not fight back. And I still to this point do not understand why people could not really put out the truth about what's going on with Project 2025. We know about President Trump's Agenda 47.
Exactly. And we've talked about this even in prior shows. We compared the two, and we made it a point to let you know, hey, Project 2025 is a Heritage Foundation project. We let you know the differences between the two. National Pulse come out with a great article talking about the differences between the two, but they are similar. But this is what National Pulse had to say about it. They said that Project 2025 never claimed proximity to Trump.
No. Never did.
It never did. It's basically just an agenda, a plan for the Trump administration when he comes into power. And it goes on to say it was born out of the frustration that there were too many rhinos, deep staters, and Obama holdovers in the first Trump term. All those things were true and avoidable, but because of the kind of people placed in charge of the transition effort, nothing changed until about 2019, which by that point, half of his term is over.
And he's already trying to run for 2020. So, pretty much. Oh, and then COVID happened.
Exactly.
So he did not get any of MAGA, who got him elected, by the way.
Yeah.
Any of their priorities through whatsoever.
And I seen the Brendan Dilley statement yesterday that this was just a backdoor attempt for MAGA people to move into these positions. Well, hell yeah, it is. Because the thing, we want to get rid of those people in the deep state. How are you going to do that if you're not? And
this is exactly what led to the ouster of people like Stephen K. Bannon, whose infamous whiteboard still sits somewhere in storage with barely any of the original MAGA agenda achieved in Trump's first term. Steve Bannon got him elected in 2016, and almost immediately, Speaker Paul Ryan decided, we don't want any MAGA in here. And who is he to come up with the idea that MAGA doesn't get a word to say?
Yeah.
Who is he?
Yeah, he's no better. He's no better than me at this point in time. We're both just civilians. A good point to bring in this was the fact is that Project 2025 would have been available to help staff any Republican administration on day one and never claimed that they were working directly on behalf of President Trump. That is just more spin.
It is.
And that's true. President Trump's already talked about Schedule F. Schedule F has been out, and that's been talked about a lot longer than Project 2025 has been. So, you deep staters that come out with all of this crap, you were gone anyway.
Yes. Paul Dans, who was a director, he stepped down yesterday, and he brought out a statement, and it says, "Friends and patriots, to everything there is a season. We completed what we set out to do, which was create a unified conservative vision, bringing together over 110 leading organizations, united behind the cause of deconstructing the administrative state. This tool was built for any administration dedicated to conservative ideals to utilize. The work of the project was due to wrap with the nominating conventions of the political parties. Our work is presently winding down, and I plan later in August to leave Heritage. Electoral season is upon us, and I want to direct all of my efforts to winning bigly." And then he goes on to say, "As George Washington reminded us, every post is honorable in which a man can serve this country. Your contribution to Project 2025 has been extraordinary, and I personally thank you. I have been tremendously assisted in the mission by Spencer, Troop, Dennis, and many others on the team. They will continue to put Project 2025 and its recommendations in a place to be of best assistance to the new conservative administration in November. Our collective efforts to build a personnel apparatus for policymakers of all levels, federal, state, and local, will continue." And he says, fight, fight, fight. So, and then after he puts out this, the Trump campaign comes out and they put out a statement. Trump's campaign statement on Project 2025's demise. Now, Paul Dans just got through saying it's still there. It's not gone. But the campaign says,
it says President Trump's campaign has been very clear for over a year that Project 2025 had nothing to do with the campaign, did not speak for the campaign, and should not be associated with the campaign or the president in any way. Reports of Project 2025's demise would be greatly welcomed and should serve as notice to any one or any group trying to misrepresent their influence with President Trump and his campaign. It will not end well for you. And this is a statement by Susie Wiles and Chris LaCivita.
Yes. So to me, that kind of sounds like a threat.
Yeah, it does. Does it not?
It does. They might be talking about the mainstream media. The mainstream media keeps trying to put these two together. Paul Dans has told you, we have told you, everybody has told you that this is not part of President Trump's agenda. This is something that every conservative group came together to try to help out the next conservative, because it doesn't matter who goes in there. It really doesn't. They need their people behind them. I mean, Obama spent many, many years putting loyalists in there.
Exactly.
Many years.
And
that's not right.
And they've got to go.
Everything has to be bipartisan. And if you can't be bipartisan and work in the government, then you don't need to be there. If you can't be for the American people. You do not need to be there.
It's victory or death, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Check this out.
You also said it's victory or death.
It's very simple. Victory or death. Victory or death. I did. Scipio Africanus, Nelson, Travis at the Alamo. It's a famous saying for when you want people to say, hey, we got to win. You got to put ultimate effort. Do you know why we're winning now? Do you see why we're winning? Because people are inspired by that. They're volunteering hundreds of thousands, an army of the awakened. That's what Biden's going to meet come October and November when voting starts.
That's an older clip from a War Room episode that Bannon did, and he mentions President Biden. That's changed since Bannon's been to prison, but the message remains the same. Victory or death, we are the army of the awakened. Man, people, we got to stand up, or like I said with the signal in Venezuela,
yes.
If not, we're going to be that. It's just the truth. At Coffee Brothers, we believe every great day starts with the perfect cup. Our beans are sourced from the finest farms around the world, ensuring every sip is rich, smooth, and full of flavor. From our farm to your cup, we take pride in every step of the process, whether you need a bold espresso to kickstart your morning or a creamy latte for a midday pick-me-up. Coffee Brothers has you covered. So join the Coffee Brothers family today and taste the difference. Because at Coffee Brothers, it's more than just coffee, it's a way of life.
President Trump is going to be in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania today, and they're already showing pictures of crowds everywhere, and thousands have already lined up to see President Trump in Pennsylvania. He will not even speak until 6 p.m. this evening, so it's incredible. You know, they continue to show Kamala Harris, you know, going to these big rallies and everything. And the one yesterday that she went to wasn't a rally. It was a concert.
That people ended up leaving. They're
Yes.
like, man, we spent a lot of money to come up here. We didn't come up here to see you.
But, okay, so what's up with all the signs? I mean, I kept looking at it and everything. What did they bring in? Kamala's, like, campaign
You know they
people
did.
with
You know they did.
signs to
Yeah,
sit
you
behind
know they
her and
did.
everything. You know, this girl, who was the concert? Do you know?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion allowed all this to happen, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, people were walking out. It was crazy.
Great.
It was.
Awesome.
But President Trump was on, like we said earlier in the show, that he was on Laura Ingraham yesterday. And we have a few clips that we thought was very important. And one of these are one of the main policies of his agenda is the economy. And that is an issue for you folks. So listen to what he had to say on the economy.
Conservative, we're everything. But we're based on common sense. We want borders, we want low taxes, we want good education, we want to be able to buy a house, we want the American dream for our children. I want the American dream. I want my children to say, man, this is great. You don't even hear about the American dream anymore. You heard about it 4 years ago, but you don't hear about it anymore. I want the American dream as a goal for our children. They want to do something. You don't hear that anymore with all of this nonsense going on. We are a party based on common sense.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And common sense tells you high inflation ain't no good.
That's exactly right. And we want the American dream for our children and
You
our
bet.
grandchildren. You know, we had the American dream. He had the American dream. His children, you know, had the American dream, you know, and he was able to bring prices down and to bring wages up. And he does go on to say in there that the differential between what you make and prices, it was 15%.
At least.
At least. And the differential between Biden is zero.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's a big difference right there in the economy, folks. So we need to wake up and realize who is the better option at this
Right.
point, especially with all the wars going on outside here. You know, we have another clip of him talking about the military.
There's been talk about bringing back a possible draft in some circles, kind of batted down by the Democrats. But what should young people watching this tonight think about that possibility? I mean, if we don't have the manpower to fight a war, they're going to have to get those recruits from somewhere.
Batted down by Republicans also. Number one, you're not going to need the recruits because I know how to keep peace. Putin's not going to play with us, and President Xi's not going to play with us. You know, we have tremendous economic power. Now, eventually we won't have that. because it's getting eaten alive by stupid presidents like Biden. But we have tremendous power over nations. We don't have to go to war. We can do things. Look,
I love that he said that. We're being run by stupid people. Good.
I know.
God,
and then he's
man.
going to bat down the draft, which really has me concerned for our young people now, you know. But no one wants to sign up for the military in this administration.
Exactly.
And so that does not make us powerful again. It doesn't make us strong again, like President Trump keeps saying he wants to make us strong again and powerful again.
And I thought another cool question that she asked him was, are you having fun?
Oh, this is my favorite.
I hope the guy who made that chart got a raise.
well, it was actually made by Border Patrol.
Are you having any fun out there? Like, but I know this is like work, but you're 78. You would do anything. Are you having fun post-assassination attempt?
I feel, number one, just because you said 70, I am, but I feel stronger. I feel just as good as I did 40 years ago. I feel the same. I actually feel I'm sharper, because if I'm not, I'm in trouble, okay? I feel I'm sort of sharper. Somebody said it to me that said, you know, I think you're sharper now than you were 20 years ago. And maybe doing, you know, all these things, everything that's happening. I'm having fun in a strange way, because I'm making a lot of progress. I think we're going to win, and I'm going to make America great again. And that's far more important to whether or not I'm happy. That will make me happy.
All right, that's it.
And there you go.
Yes, bless his heart. I mean, I'm happy for him. And, you know, how do you have fun when people are trying to shoot you at a rally, you know, and put you in jail for 100 years?
Exactly.
And impeachment number one, impeachment number two. I don't see how he can have fun. But what I thought was very important is he wants to make America great again. And he means it. He absolutely means he wants to make America great again. And this is what we're here to tell you, folks. He's not perfect. His team is not perfect. That they are just trying to make America great again. The only way they know how right now, they're fighting the deep state bad.
Yep.
Very bad right now. And you could tell it yesterday at the hearing that we mentioned earlier, the Senate hearing. Man, Senator Josh Hawley, bless his heart, he actually was the only one that I could find that really asked the hard questions. Listen to what he had to say to Acting Director of the Secret Service, Ronald Rowe.
The person who made the decision to send Donald Trump onto stage knowing that you had a security situation, has that person been relieved of duty?
No, sir, they haven't.
Has the person who decided not to pull the former president off of stage when you knew that, in your words, the locals were working a serious security situation, has that person been relieved of duty?
No, sir. Again, I refer you back to my original answer that we are investigating this through a mission assurance. And as opposed to zeroing in on one,
what more do you need to investigate to know
exactly what the decision-making process was? What more do you need to investigate
to know that there were critical enough failures that some individuals ought to be held accountable? I mean, what more do you need to know?
What I need to know is exactly what happened, and I need my investigators to do their job. And I cannot.
A lot of people didn't do their jobs.
I cannot put my thumb on the scale. Otherwise,
what do you mean put your thumb on the scale?
You're asking me, Senator, to completely make a rush to judgment about somebody failing. I acknowledge this was a failure of the Secret Service.
Is it not prima facie that somebody has failed? A former president was shot.
Sir, this could have been our Texas school book depository. I have lost sleep over that for the last 17 days,
then
just like you have.
Somebody
and
to
I will
hold
tell
them
you,
accountable.
Senator, I will tell you, Senator, that I will not rush to judgment, that people will be held accountable, and I will do so with integrity and not rush to judgment and put people unfairly persecuted.
Unfairly persecuted?
Unfairly,
We've got people
sir.
who are
we
dead.
have to be able to have a proper investigation into this, Senator.
At that point, man, if I'm Josh Hawley, I point my finger at him and I tell him, don't you dare raise your voice at me right now. Because the fact is, somebody's got to take a responsibility for this. Kim Cheadle, she come in there and she lied and she stepped aside. You've come in here now and you've lied. You need to step aside. Yeah. Somebody has to be held accountable. We're 18 days into this and you can't give us an answer.
I know. And we have whistleblowers coming out yesterday against Roe right here saying that he was the one in charge.
Exactly.
And then this whistleblower said he will not stop until something happens, until something is done.
Department heads are rolled. Yep.
That's exactly right. And good for him. I mean, a whistleblower in this in this day and time in America is not a fun job. I mean, I really do commend him for coming out and telling the truth. We wondered about that counter sniper and where he went. He went into a whistleblower.
Yep. And I'm not going to name him, but
yes, but we've been paying attention to this, and there's a lot going on right now. And one of the reasons why the House went home for the summer is we do have elections going on. We can rail at them all day long, but they do need to get elected again, and we want MAGA in there. And I want to say Arizona showed out yesterday, and thank you so much, man. Carrie Lake won her Senate primary. Abe Hamadeh won, and I know that Blake Masters was endorsed by President Trump at the last minute. But Abe Hamadeh, congratulations. The posse was behind you 100%. Man, Grace, you did a great job. Yep. I am telling you, you really did. She called Blake Master weird this morning. You know, and another big thing happened also is Steve Richter, the one that was always in charge of the county recorder. He lost his primary. The GOP stepped up. Yep. MAGA stepped up and got rid of him. Yep. So he will not be counting the votes no more.
Exactly. Eli Crane won his primary yesterday.
Yay.
Yep. Sonny Borelli won his. Debbie Lesko, Carrie Lake, as you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
so
day.
Good day for MAGA as
far as that goes.
You know, so people need to be paying attention. MAGA is on the rise. But before we leave and shut the show off today and say goodbye till tomorrow, we got breaking news here in Texas. This is so important. The Fifth Circuit rules in favor of Texas, allowing them to install border barriers in the Rio Grande River. The buoys get to stay.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And, you know, Biden-Harris administration, Harris has to own this.
Borders are.
Yep. Sued and to remove them. And the Fifth Circuit Court said, no. Texas has the right to secure their state.
Is this thing working?
Rise up.
Well, hey, everybody, that's it for today. Thanks for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you've learned some things about what's going on around us in the nation and in your communities. You know, we couldn't do this without your continued support either. We appreciate all of you showing up, taking the time to listen to us today. So please, like I say, make sure to hit the like button, share our show with all your friends. We'll see you next time on Is This Thing Working? And as always, I'm James, and that's my lovely co-host over there,
Denise.
And we'll see you next time.
We're out.